Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.
And this week we're discussing Wild at Heart. So you can just be sad now.
Yes. Good. It's better feeling than the other episode.
It's a flurry of emotions, Paul. Let's just get on with it.
This episode originally aired November 9th, 1999. 1 week after Bad Beer. Or Beer Bad.
That episode.
The nation recovered.
Well, yeah. I probably would have skipped that week.
Anyway, in this episode, Buffy is chased by a vampire, which she fights and then stakes. Her well-thought-out puns are not appreciated, however.
Really?
That's wait.
painstaking?
Spike is in this episode, right?
Briefly.
Yeah. And Spike is here. No, and he's gone.
Yes. So Spike stalks Buffy from a distance and promises trouble, but he is struck by tasers and carried off by the masked and heavily armed people lurking in the Sunnydale shadows. The big bad is back!
And is gone.
Yeah, it's great. At the Bronze, the gang talks about college, and while they're still hanging out at the Bronze. And to their surprise, Giles joins them. Because Giles is trying to be young again.
He's trying to be hip with the youngsters.
Oh, hey, someone said to do a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
My favorite is... I'm down with the new music. Giles has great albums. Yeah, but it's his cutting-edge 8-track collection that really keeps him ahead. They're such assholes to Giles. Veruca's band, Shy, starts to play, and all the guys are mesmerized by her singing. This isn't going to end well.
And Oz a little bit much.
The next morning, Willow wakes up in Oz's bed, and they talk about how they'll be apart for 3 nights while there's a full moon keeping Oz locked up, and a Wicca group is meeting on those 3 nights. At school, Buffy gets a great grade on a psychology paper, and Professor Walsh asks her to lead a discussion group on the topic. Willow is actually academically envious of Buffy.
Oh my god, Willow is jealous!
Buffy's actually doing well in something.
Well, it's been established that Buffy is, smart. She's just distracted because of being a Slayer.
Yeah,
she has a job.
Yeah, in the... I forget which episode it is, but when they're in high school, she does really well on the SATs. So she's not stupid. Anyway, Veronica invites Oz to sit with her at lunch, while he accepts since there is room for Willow, and they start talking amps. Willow arrives and is lost by their terminology, leading everyone to flee the incredibly awkward situation. Buffy tells Willow not to worry about Oz. That night, Oz locks himself in a cage in a crypt, but he breaks free. As Professor Walsh is leaving the school that night, Oz jumps out at her and another werewolf appears, and while Professor Walsh runs and hides in the bushes, 2 werewolves jump out and fight with each other. Oz wakes up the next morning to see the other werewolf is Veruca, which is a stupid fucking name. They sneak into the campus laundry room for clothes, and Veruca appeals to the animal within him. Willow shows up at Oz's, and instead of being welcomed with open arms, Oz is closed off, and so she leaves. Buffy informs Giles of the 2 werewolves being spotted on campus and later goes to Oz, but he says he doesn't remember anything about what happened when he got out. Desperate for a male perspective, Willow asks Xander about Oz, and he suggests that they talk and work it out. The first time that Xander has probably ever given somebody good advice.
Some darn good advice. Gosh darn it.
Oz arranges for Veruca to meet him in the crypt that night. He wants her to lock herself in a cage with him so that nobody gets hurt. And finally gets her into the cage. Immediately before transforming, they kiss. The next morning, breakfast food in hand, Willow arrives and is shocked to see Oz and Veruca curled up naked together. Oz gets dressed and explains Veruca is a werewolf like himself, who had to be locked up so that she couldn't hurt anyone. He claims he had no choice, but Willow, tearful and angry, points out that Oz could have instead told the other Scoobies and perhaps found a situation other than locking her up with him. Stoking the argument, Veruca agrees with Willow, and Oz, in an uncharismatic burst of anger, orders Veruca to leave. He continues trying to explain things to Willow, but she doesn't want to hear it. She asks him if he had feelings for Veruca, which he denies, only that he could sense something, to which she asks if he wanted her in an animal way more than he wanted her, and she runs off crying. Walking home in a dazed state, Willow walks in front of an oncoming car, which Buffy can't save her from. But Riley happens to be there, and does. Buffy takes Willow back to her dorm, and then goes to take care of Veruca, using Oz's heightened senses to lead the way. Buffy and Oz go looking for Veruca, although Buffy is not interested in Oz's explanation for why he committed the actions, which have left her best friend heartbroken. They find Veruca's clothes and then come to the conclusion that she left them to throw them off the scent and has gone after Willow. Willow is in one of the campus labs, conjuring a spell that will prove to be a devastating revenge against Oz and Veruca. She can't bring herself to complete the spell, however, and Veruca enters, locking the door with the intent to kill Willow when the sun goes down and get her out of the way. Just in time, Oz breaks in and the two werewolves fight until Oz rips Veruca, because you can't fucking call her Veronica, throat out. Before he can attack Willow, Buffy arrives and tranquilizes him, and then turns to comfort a traumatized and hysterical Willow. The next day, Buffy talks to Giles about a heavily armed guy she ran into while searching for Veruca, who is dressed the same way as the guys that she ran into on Halloween. Willow finds Oz in his room packing. Unsure of what separates him from the wolf, he is leaving until he can figure it out. Oz tells Willow that he only ever loved her and then walks out. After a brief hesitation, he drives off in his van. Happy times! No.
It's not really happy times, but
No.
It made me feel better than the last episode, because it was actually a Buffy episode.
So, what did you all think of this episode?
Stupid ideas. All the flip around.
Okay.
Oz loses his cool a bit in this episode.
It's the first time we actually see Oz get angry.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Or actually show emotion.
Yeah, he just flat out yelled in one scene. It was great.
Yes.
It's like, wow, he actually is showing something.
My God, he emotes.
I love Buffy's line. This is monosyllabic even for you.
Yeah, I kind of prefer a little bit more of him trying to explain it to you. This is probably a good time for your stoicism.
It's good. So for music in this episode, 8 Stop 7 has the song Good Enough. THC has 2 songs. That's the band that Veruca plays for. They do all that music. They have Dip and Need to Destroy. And Christoph Beck, as always, with the original score. So for international titles, in French, Werewolf Heart. And then in Brazilian, Portuguese, German, and Latin American, and Spanish, it's all like Wild Heart, Wild Hearts, that kind of thing. It's all very similar. But Werewolf Heart is 10 on 10.
That's alright.
Okay, so what do you all think?
I thought it was pretty good, and it was nice to sort of bring up the thought process between or around the idea of the werewolf monster with this character and Oz, with the 2 different styles that the werewolf is usually portrayed in, with a person trying to contain it and a person just living free with it. Though it's only just a case of we only kind of see her, and there's a time she actually got stopped in most cases. We haven't really sort of seen her kind of go buck wild as it is and just go crazy with the werewolfism.
Yeah, so the original idea was to have this storyline wrap up at the end of the season.
Oh.
It was originally supposed to be like a season-long arc. It got cut quite short because Seth Green decided to leave the show and go do movies.
That's fine.
Because he was getting movie offers, I guess, that conflicted with shooting Buffy.
It's like, I can make more money doing this. And there's some other things I want to do.
So the idea was to have him be a recurring guest star after this point.
He
He will appear in 2 more episodes
sadness.
What seasons?
this season.
This season?
And that's it. And one of them is as a dream.
Okay.
Which on the one hand is going to be the Willow trying to cope with things, but then of course, god damn it, Oz, you cosplayed to Willow.
But it will lead to something better.
I'm sure it will.
Because we'll get Tara.
A new character.
Soon, yes.
Good.
In a couple episodes. And she's great.
Good.
Also, supposed yay for Riley for doing the last minute save for Willow not getting hit by a car.
So what do y'all think of Riley?
He's kind of been there and had the couple particular moments with Buffy and whatnot. It's kind of a case of, you seem mildly familiar, and I somewhat understand maybe this storyline supposedly.
So where do you think it's going? What do you think their plan is with Riley?
Something involving the peoples, maybe. The mass peoples.
Okay. Do you think they're going to lead to a relationship with him and Buffy?
It kind of seems like it, but it's still kind of in the klutzy sort of phase. It hasn't really gotten any sort of love or emotional things. Buffy just did get over the whole other guy incident.
Yeah, they kind of had a few run-ins, but I don't know yet. I'd have to find out.
Okay.
I mean, probably something will come up, I'm sure.
Something will come up and it's a real shit episode.
Oh dear.
Well, we had a real shit episode last episode, but that was shit for a different reason, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's an episode coming up that I like to call House Fucking. But we'll get to that later. No, you don't need to know why. You'll understand when it happens.
I don't think I really want to, but okay.
Anyway, so the quote I pulled for this episode is from Buffy. She wants me to lead a group discussion next class. This means more work, right? Shouldn't she have a better reward system? You know, like a cookie or a toy surprise at the dentist? Because yes, you should get a cookie. If you do well in class, the teacher should give you a cookie.
Yeah.
Or a toy. A toy would be good too. I would take the toy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to question what kind of toys they'd give out in college.
That brings me to... Never mind. I was going to pitch a whole different version of Toy Story, but...
No!
Yeah, no, let's
Just
not
no.
dive there. Let's not.
That's not.
Toy Story 5. Andy grows up.
God damn it. Giving Woody a new meaning.
Okay, I think we finished up with the things.
I don't know how we got here anymore. Anyways, moving on.
That's my fault. I made the joke initially. So, overall, what do you guys think of this episode? I mean, I love it. I think it's really great. And Alison Hannigan gives a hell of a performance.
Well, most definitely with all the stuff that's there. And I definitely sort of liked it for the additional stuff of going more into the idea of a werewolf monster and the ideas behind it. At least a shot of that, but just amazing in general for all Willow's actions and with everything that happened with Oz, but still, god damn it, Oz.
Yes. It's a fantastic episode. It's kind of one that everybody should see. If you're going to watch the series, it's one of the kind of must-see episodes. You could probably skip Beer Bed.
Yeah.
Generally, but it introduces,
No, it doesn't.
Veruca.
No, she was in earlier episodes.
Oh,
she was in episode 1 of the season.
Because
remember, Oz walks past that girl and they look at each other. That's Veruca.
That was
I
her.
don't recall it, but okay. I mean, you actually see her singing the last episode, though.
And I think maybe one before that.
Mm.
She's sprinkled throughout the episodes leading up, but this is kind of like the first major one.
Okay.
No.
Alright, so next week we will be talking about the episode The Initiative.
Oh dear.
So, The Initiative. Spike is kidnapped by a commando squad and held in an underground laboratory. Riley, the teacher's assistant, confides in Willow about his crush on Buffy.
Well.
Spike being held captive by a secret underground organization.
He's gonna have so much fun.
Oh, you don't know what's gonna... Oh, I'm just gonna say... the Spike is gonna get neutered.
He's not a cat.
I have no words.
He's gonna
But
get...
it does sound like a name for a cat.
What? Spike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can name your cat Spike. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spike is gonna get neutered. Because it's 10 on 10 good.
I need to stop this.
The Okay.
Just end it. Just end it.
They's gonna put a chip in his brain that hurts him when he goes full vamp.
Huh.
Well, that sucks for him.
That's how he's gonna become a good guy. Because Seth Green is no longer in the opening credits as of next episode, but Spike is.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
He gets promoted to series regular.
Because, shock shifts.
Pretty much.
Okay.
He's a neutered little puppy. And yes, it is good. So until then, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.